Так, ну что, надо выводить заключенных. Если кто сдох, я не виноват. Водопад. Так. Ага. Рвануло, падла. Ладно. Так, ага. Так, а эти там идут или нет? Ладно, здесь. На крайняк я зачищу. Потом, если что, вернусь. Так. Давай по левой. Хотя я могу по правой, в принципе. Я же запрыгнул. Это я буду. Кивнул, как в заднице. Тихо, тихо. А чё вы плюетесь, а? Льма? Так, все. Все. Ну ладно. Так. Почти дошел. Так, сундуков нет. Так, чё? Ну, они за мной почему-то не пошли.
There you are. You're free.
You have saved our lives. How can we thank you?
We will never forget what you have done for us on Al-Manawi.
Yes, we will always be grateful.
We're not very far from the Hikmet outpost. You'll have to be careful.
I know how to reach the port without being seen.
Perfect. As for you, you should take refuge in Shadia. You will be safe there, but you should avoid the Alliance patrols.
We'll get there. Qua'awalem Segven.
Я вот думаю, может быть, надо было все-таки убить этого нехорошего человека. Но дамаг как бы есть, ну... Слабоват. То есть у меня зеленый пистолет наносит урона больше, чем фиолетовое кольцо. Как бы... как-то не понять. Да, вот если я приближусь, вот смотри. На, 400. Хотя, у этого зато скорость большая. Так, мне в какую сторону? Влево, направо, направо, налево? Через заставу. Вот имеет ли смысл с ними разговаривать или нет? О, арестуют меня или нет? Неизвестно. Общаться не хочу. Честно, мне какие допы уже поднадоели, они какие-то... Честно, я хочу вот сейчас, чтобы у меня стало зелененькое. Но вот я больше всего хотел бы Сиора дружбу сделать. Посмотрим, что скажет наместник. Но то, что этот доктор Элиси, замешан был в отравлении наместника и эмиссара Торгового государства ради своих сраных экспериментов, это уже заслуживает казни.
Come closer. Come closer.
Так. Так, тут сохранимся. Мало ли что.
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sarde, and to what do I owe this honor?
I've been to Asili's laboratory and what I discovered was abominable. Hundreds of poor souls tortured, victims of horrifying experiments. There were so many dead that a pit had been dug to burn the bodies.
How horrifying. I cannot believe it.
The natives were not the only victims of these crimes. There are also a number of Naughts.
Naughts? Pardon me for doubting you, but do you have proof of what you say? And have you brought Dr. Asili to me so he may answer these accusations?
Yes, we captured him.
Really? Very well. I will ensure that he is judged as quickly as possible. What was done with the prisoners that were being held in the laboratory?
They were freed. The Danae Exregao are satisfied and should call off their attack.
What a relief. Finally, some good news. How can I repay you?
By allowing me to take part in the trial proceedings. What I saw merits justice, and I fear that the accused will find a great many defenders amongst his fellow savants.
It is a rather novel request, but granted. I shall inform the prosecutor. Let us remember that the madness of a man should not cast a shadow upon the greater sum of his work. His research is perhaps our only chance of discovering a remedy. Would you like to speak with me about any other subjects?
Отравление Константина. Ну-ка.
Can you tell me anything about Dr. Asili?
Asili is a man of remarkable knowledge. One of our most brilliant sages.
You already told me that, Your Excellency.
He is one of those rare men who master alchemy, mathematics, and naturalism with equal assiduity. Anatomy has no secrets for him, and medicine is his passion. Do you realize that it was he who perfected the inoculation technique?
Inoculation? What is that?
A novel treatment that allows us to fabricate immunity to sickness, such as the pox. If any man can find a remedy for the Malachor, it would be him.
Но если он будет действовать такими методами...
I have to go. Look forward to seeing you again.
Farewell, my lord.
Так. Я забыл поменять. О, кстати. Кстати. Я же прокачал себе, да? Ремесло. Да. Перчаточки плюс... Суд. Показать на карте. Ты где-то здесь? Так, ну, по крайней мере, я заработал симпатию. Уже хорошо. Он где-то здесь? Нет, он не здесь. Что это такое? Что за крестик? Ну, подожди, я тоже... А, все. Так, для кулер. Налево, да, я так понимаю? Угу. О, девушка.
Hello. To whom do I have the honor of speaking?
To Sarde. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation. Governor Buran told me to pay you a visit.
Oh, it is you who arrested Dr. Asili and must help me prepare the trial.
Exactly.
Excellent. We will have lots to do if we want the doctor to pay for his crimes. The accused has a lot of support. Any evidence and testimonies you can gather will be useful.
We'll have no problem gathering witnesses. His laboratory cells were full of them.
We will call them to the witness box, of course. But be aware that if the victims are natives, their words will unfortunately not carry much weight here.
There were also some noughts. Perhaps I could convince some of the doctor's colleagues to talk.
Their testimony will be crucial. The word of other scholars is likely to be the only thing that condemns him. That plus any material evidence you can gather.
I picked up a strange powder in the laboratory. A substance that I've not been able to identify.
You should show it to an alchemist. We need to know what it is to be able to use it.
These documents describe Dr. Asili's work, as well as the horrible experiments he was performing.
Perfect. I will read them in detail. We will no doubt find something to support my prosecution.
I have found a letter proving that Dr. Asili voluntarily transmitted the Malachor to my cousin, Constantin Dorsey. I would like to add that I too was a victim of this poisoning.
Did the accused try to take the life of the governor of New Serene? This is an extremely serious crime.
Indeed. He saw my cousin and me as the ideal control group to prove his theories, and no humanitarian or diplomatic consideration could put a stop to his ambition.
This letter alone is crucial proof. I will put it on our file.
Do we have any chance of winning?
Yes, I am rather confident. You have provided overwhelming evidence. But if we had witnesses, we would have an even bigger chance of winning.
I will return to you soon. The Nauts should be at the port, and the islanders had to take refuge in Vikshadir. As for the scientists, they said they would go back to the governor's laboratory. I should give this powder to someone who can tell me what it is.
Так, окей. Так, а что я с Альфред должен поговорить? Давай поговорим.
To Sarde, I'm happy to see you. Can I do anything for you?
М,
I would like you to tell me about Asili.
I was expecting you to come and see me about this. What would you like to know?
Were you aware of Dr. Asili's experiments?
In part, yes. That's why I chose not to be his student any longer.
Why not say anything?
Because I never thought he would go so far. Over time, he became more and more cruel. I found his approach brutal. As if by meeting the natives it deprived him of all humanity. He spoke of them as test subjects, never as people. But there was a time when he was the greatest doctor and scientist in the Alliance. And I clung on to that memory.
You do know that you were captured thanks to him.
Yes, but I thought the natives wanted to trade us merely as prisoners of war. I was blind. And stupid. I regret it terribly.
Do you think, as your master does, that science justifies all sacrifices?
No. I may have believed that at one time, without of course ever imagining that we'd resort to such cruel treatment. But Dunkus, you and Siora have opened my eyes to the limits of science. To worship it as we do in the Alliance does not make us better than Teleme.
In your opinion, were the horrors practiced in this laboratory necessary for his research?
No, even if he was convinced of it. General interest outweighs the suffering of a few individuals. He wanted results quickly, to the point of neglecting slower, more humane methods. I hope we'll succeed in ensuring these experiments never happen again.
Would you be willing to testify against Dr. Asili during his trial?
Of course. I was going to talk to you about that. I want to convince my colleagues that we must give up these kind of methods. And even if it costs me dearly, I want my master to pay for what he did. Anything else?
Хорошо.
How did you feel when we visited the cave?
Astonishment, I think. I felt as if I had reached my goal. As if I was finding a long-lost treasure. It was strangely moving, I think. What about you?
Так, в принципе, я флиртовать с ней не хочу.
It was a grace-filled moment indeed. And these rudimentary paintings taught us so much. I would never have thought that mere murals could contain so much knowledge.
Because we looked at them in a different way. To us, these paintings were more than just decorations. They were like a window into some knowledge that was completely foreign to us. I used to swear only by writings, but now I realize that there are many other ways to learn. And once more, I owe this realization to you. Thank you. From the
Я
bottom
что,
of
угадал,
my
что ли?
heart.
Ой,
Anything else?
охренеть. Любовная история. Ну нахрен. Ой, вы... Это... Короче. Так, вот. Ага. Что у нас? Поговорить с исследователями. Исследовать черный порох. Так, черный порох есть тут где-нибудь? А что? А, тут же и черный порох? Окей. Я предлагаю, убивать его, может быть, конечно, не стоит. Ну, посадить в тюрьму, пускай он в тюрьме занимается своими изысканиями. Хотя, если он такой действительно нужный и гениальный ученый, никто не позволит его убить, посадить, что-либо сделать. Делать какой-нибудь процесс формальный. Все надо. Как обычно так и делают. Так. В этом городе я бывал реже, потому я не помню его куда и чем. Так, научная лаборатория наместника. Где? Так. Давай мы. Черный, черный, черный.
Hello. I see that you're back to work.
Indeed. We were not bothered thanks to you. And here I can make myself useful. But I don't think you're here to ask about me. What can I do for you?
I must leave you.
Момент. Может быть, тут нужна будет харизма, чтобы ее убеждать, потому сделаем так. Теперь разговариваем.
You're back. What do you...
I discovered this strange powder in one of the laboratory's chests. Do you know what it is?
I did see the doctor using it once or twice, but I don't know what it is. But I can study it for you if you want. I have the tools that will allow me to do so here.
So, what is it?
It is a quintessence of black blood. Probably created using the blood of numerous patients. The doctor managed to harness the very concept of the malachor in this powder. A single pinch ingested by someone would be enough for them to
Круто.
be
Это
afflicted by
идеальное
disease
оружие.
with the quantities that you brought me. Hundreds of people could be contaminated. It's terrifying. I cannot believe Asili would do such a thing. Here, these are my notes. I wrote down all the details of my experiments as well as my conclusions.
Thank you. I will relay them to the prosecutor. What is your purpose here?
I helped Dr. Unur to understand the research of my former master. He's the one who became his successor.
I do hope that he doesn't use the same methods.
Of course not.
What about your other colleagues? What's become of them?
They felt guilty. They stopped their experiments and returned to Al-Sard.
What do the other scholars think of Dr. Asili now that his actions have been revealed for all to see?
Most still admire him greatly. He was the greatest amongst us, you know? They didn't witness what was happening in the lab, and they have little interest in the natives. For them, the main problem is political, given that the war against the rebels cost us dearly. Until they understand the horrors that happened there, they will not have any moral issues.
Are you prepared to testify against Dr. Asili?
Yes. I kept silent for far too long about what was going on in that lab. I know what we did was wrong, and I do not want it to happen again.
Thank you. Your story could change the outcome of this trial. I must leave you. What she saw working
Окей, уже двое.
obviously upset her. She will make an excellent witness.
Так, поговорить. Выживший автор. Окей. Не путаться.
Dr. Unur, what do you want?
What is your role and what is your research topic?
I'm in charge of the governor's laboratories. My main research concerns the malachor, of course. Above all, we searched for a way to reduce the suffering of the sick.
Searched.
Now that we have access to my colleague Asili's work, it gives us hope of finding a cure.
So the crimes he committed while conducting his work do not concern you?
He will be judged for that. But it would be a shame for him to have done all this for nothing.
What do you think of Dr. Asili now that you've learned how he conducted his research?
Well, Obviously, the few excesses he has conceded
Не будет,
himself
наверное,
are
против. Ну,
unfortunate.
не даст
But he
показания.
remains the greatest scientist that the Alliance has ever known. His work has had a profound effect on science. It seems quite unfair to me to reduce his life's work just to what he has done lately.
If I understand correctly, you will be one of his defenders.
Naturally. I don't deny that he made a terrible mistake, but he meant well. And he was probably acting on behalf of our helplessness to combat the Malikor.
Ну, я спрошу, но...
Would you agree to speak at the trial? Your influence could be crucial.
Oh, but I already intended to give a statement. His lawyer came to find me.
So are you ready to
Indeed. It is obvious that Asili has never been very...
So you're saying the only problem in this case...
Essentially, yes. But let's not fool ourselves.
What interest do you have in defending Dr. Asili?
Попробуем так,
You've obviously
интуицией.
taken his place since his arrest. I understand that you admired him a lot, but under his tutelage you could not really impose your own
На гниль,
ideas.
на гниль.
Now you finally have a chance to leave your own mark.
Самолюбие.
You were not wrong, but I find it rather unlikely that he will be sentenced.
I have gathered a lot of damning evidence against him. And with your testimony...
I could finally publish my research on fountain contamination. Very well, you've convinced me. I will now testify for the prosecution. It is true that it's time to turn the page and leave his cruel methods behind.
Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Anur is an influential scholar. His testimony would convince the judges.
Доктор, да вы, оказывается, фу-фу-фу. А что ты делаешь? Ну. О. Старые записи доктора Онура об опытах. Здесь описаны эксперименты доктора Онура. Насколько можно судить по наброскам и коротким запискам, он пытался найти источник заражения и исследовал воду, которую пили пациенты. На обложке написано рукой доктора Асили. Бессмысленная трата времени. Бросьте, Онур, у нас есть дела поважнее. Ага. Где выход, блин? Так, я так понимаю, нафты в городе, да? А согласится ли она? Но вообще со стороны, конечно, ассоциации мореходов, то есть выдвинуть обвинение, это было бы класс. Так, что такое? Мне что-то не нравится это звук. Я на чужой территории? Ой, ее убивают. Ах, что ж падал какие, а? Вари.
They certainly wanted to prevent you from testifying at the doctor's trial.
The doctor will be judged. I suppose
Хочу. На кого?
Indeed. If you do not fear another attempt on your life by these men.
Don't worry. I won't put up with intimidation. From now on, my people will watch over me until I can testify. And I intend to witness the execution of our torturer. You can count on me.
Thank you. Your word will be crucial during the trial.
Окей. Я успел вовремя. Серебряное кольцо с печаткой. И продажно это эти. Так. А теперь мне осталось Викшатхира. Так, а как идти мне туда? Эх, не судьба. Чего? Это кто такой?
At the fiery flasks, you'll find the quintessence of
Где-то, где-то, где-то. Вот она. Так, со мной тут никто не хочет поговорить? Да. Ладно. А посмотреть бы, может быть, там на курте что-нибудь это. На моего танка.
Hey, you are the Anolmenawi who freed us. We managed to reach Vikshadir.
They told me what you did for them, Renaikse. Well done. I was able to give them the care they needed. Some wounds will take time to heal, but they are safe thanks to you.
I'm happy to see that they're better.
But you didn't come here for that, did you?
No, I came to ask for your help. The doctor who captured and tortured you is about to be tried for his crimes. He has a lot of support among his people. He's a respected man despite what he did. If we don't have testimony from some of his victims, he will surely be released.
You'll have our words. We'll go to the Grand City and tell our story.
And the mad lion will die for causing so much harm to our people.
May the earth engulf him. You can return to Hikmet. I'll make sure they get there in good health.
Thank you, Tiernahach. And thank you all. I blame myself for forcing these poor people back to the city where they have suffered so much.
Окей, так, подожди, тут что-то где-то... Угу. А то я потратил патрончики. Так. Могут его попытаться сейчас, может быть, даже спасти. Давай-ка ярость себе нас посмотрим. Может, нас так как надо. Окей, все. Может быть, скажем так, здесь у него может быть не так сильно еще влияние. Но на материке... Хотя его-то будет кто вести? Нафты, правильно? А если его будет вести нафты? Ну что, пасть за борт. Кстати, хороший вариант.
You have returned, Your Excellency. Do you have any news on our matter?
An alchemist studied the powder that we found in the laboratory. Apparently, it's some kind of concentrate made from the blood of several patients with the Malachor. It seems that less than a pinch of this powder is enough to contaminate whoever consumes it. There's enough here to make a small town sick.
A terrifying thought. I will add the analysis and this powder to the evidence on record. You have gathered overwhelming evidence. The defense will have a hard time saving the accused. I think we can go to trial with confidence now.
A Naut victim of Dr. Asili agreed to testify at the trial.
Excellent. This kind of testimony will certainly rattle his defense.
Afra, one of Dr. Asili's former students, has agreed to testify.
Excellent. This woman is very respected by the governor. Her statement will carry a lot of weight.
I managed to convince the scientists in the governor's laboratory to speak in our favor.
Excellent. These are not direct witnesses, but if they denounce the doctor, we are sure to be heard.
I even got a testimony from one of Dr. Asili's colleagues.
Perfect. That will convince our scientists, and you know how important they are in Hikmet.
The islanders will testify at the trial. Their injuries will surely convince the judges.
Indeed. But do bear in mind that the islanders are not highly regarded in Hikmet.
Will the trial begin soon?
It seems to be the right time. Excellent investigation work. I think we have every chance of winning.
Where will the trial be held?
At the palace. I regret to inform you that you will not be able to attend. However, I'm sure the governor will keep you informed of the outcome of the proceedings.
Madame, congratulations. The trial was exemplary. Asili's madness was exposed to the entire world. And you have demonstrated the horror of his methods.
Thank you, Excellency. But all praise should be showered upon Sarde. The evidence he supplied was irrefutable.
It was necessary that you hear the victims, in order to understand the extremities to which your science has taken you.
Come now. One cannot conclude that science was guilty here.
Not science, but the savants were. It is never right to set aside humanity in the name of the common good. No knowledge justifies killing or torture.
Your words are wise, and I promise to remember them.
You have not always shown yourself a man of impeccable judgment, Excellency.
We are all, from time to time, victim of our own blind enthusiasm, that is true. But this trial has shaken my usual resolve. It may very well change the course of history.
Хорошо. Зелененький. Отправиться. Его казнят. Че, реально, что ли? Подожди, а куда? Ну все, в него вниз. Я думал, его это, как его? Просто заточат. Ну, прям на главной площади, что ли, казнят? И никто не будет освобождать?
Afra, are you certain that you want to attend this?
I do not want to attend. I must.
Dr. Asili, you have been found guilty of all accusations brought against you. In consequence, the Bridge Alliance Tribunal condemns you to death. Do you have any final words?
You treat me like a monster. But how many times have you stayed your own hands? So close to the goal to finally find a remedy, you would have done as I. What do a few lives mean when the future of all humanity hangs in the balance? You are nothing more than idiots, incompetents, and you, Baron, are the greatest hypocrite of all. You know that I am right.
Executioner, earn your pay.
Бурханов что-то замешан, получается.
You know that I am right.
Внезапно. Ну ладно. Так, короче. Страдания Константина. Потом. Я пойду, короче, к островитянам. Не хочу у этих. Испытания водой. Я хрен узнает. Вот, а какая вот из них первая, какая вторая? Ладно. Мне там награду, надо награду посмотреть. Так, блин. Так. Во-первых, ты со мной не хочешь поговорить? Окей, как об стенку, во-первых, понятно. Так. Нахрен васка принять. Что мне там? Так, ну, во-первых, давай сумка. В сумку положим. Тихо. Ага. $355. 488. Окей. Так, а подожди, что за награда? Сундук. Так, я теряю выработку ярости, да? Ну, урон там на 3. Фигня какая. Так, а ну-ка это. Существенно. Так, тут что у нас? Тюрбан мне дали, да? Так. $25. 20. Сила воли 4, а у меня сила воли 2 вроде, да? И 20 у нас. Да. Стоп, подожди, может там... Может тут... Нет. У меня сила воли... 2, да. До хрена надо. Много. Я хочу вот это. Так, ладно. Что? Судьба Константина или испытание водой? Какое именно? Даже не знаю. Ладно. Веншарей. Веншарей. Пират. Хикмет. Веншаго. Шагу. Попробуем через островитя.
Quesi! Get out! Who do you think you are to defoil our ritual? One of those mind shakers, no doubt.
Ударь его в лоб.
It is your duty to assure we are not interrupted.
1,000 pardons, Tien. It is indeed one of those mind shakers.
A mind shaker? Look at him more closely, Aiden. He is an Almanawi. Present yourself and tell me why you interrupt our ceremony.
My name is Sarde. I've come looking for you to ask for your help.
Then, how can I help you?
My cousin suffers from a terrible sickness, the Malachor.
I do not know this sickness. But perhaps we call it by a different name.
It turns the blood black and provokes terrible suffering. And alas, it is fatal in all cases.
We've never seen the ailing touched by such a sickness. And I doubt I am able to heal your cousin.
We are looking for a remedy, but urgently need to relieve his pain. Could you slow the progression of the sickness? Keep him from suffering?
In that, I can help you. I know how to make one forget the pain, even the most severely wounded.
But Tiern, with all that is happening now, you cannot leave to visit this ill person.
It is true. My village needs me now. I cannot leave. I must attend them.
What is going on? Perhaps we can help you.
Truly? You?
Do they have a choice, Aiden? They do really seem to have need of me, don't they?
Well then, tell us what we need to do.
The situation has become unbearable. And it all started when these mind shakers began arriving. They wanted to convert everyone and take them to another place. Turn them away from us. And of course, the village folk would not be persuaded. But the mind shakers remained.
And it was also at that time the Tenland started to attack. It is not their way to do as such.
There are many wounded, and recently many have gone missing. We must discover from where these monsters come.
I can try and talk sense into the missionaries, perhaps with the help of Bishop Petrus. As for the attacks of the creatures, I will see what I can do. But I need more information.
Our master hunter, or the families of the taken, could most likely help you.
Very well. I'll take care of it. Make preparations to accompany us. The days are burning like very thin candles.
Do not worry. If you see to the concerns of my village, I will be most happy to accompany you.
Let's go and see this master hunter. He may be able to explain all there is to learn about these attacks.
Окей, то есть, короче, надо, чтобы с проповедником надо взять Петруса. Петруса. Так, охотник здесь. Проповедник тут. Так, ну давай с охотниками, потом сюда, потом вот так вот. Кто-то натравливает их, наверное.
Good day. Are you the master hunter?
I am indeed one and the same person. What do you want of me?
What can you tell me about the Tenlands?
They are normally very peaceful creatures, very calm. But who
Разорили, наверное, это дитё, как это, гнездо. Гнезда.
What do you mean?
That the other beasts don't come from here, but from other places.
that they
Либо
are
украли
coming
детенышей.
more and more often.
The Denegad, Katasach, spoke to me about the animal attacks. Can you tell me more?
The Tenlands have been angered. They are very angry. The beasts have always lived here, but they only attack if we tread near their nest. Of late, they attack on sight. There have been many wounded, and some of our young have even disappeared. It may be that the Tenlands killed them, but it is also possible they followed the missionaries.
Were there many victims?
Many wounded. Thanks to the healing powers of the Donegan, they survived. But the attacks happen more and more often, and they come with greater fury. I tried to chase them away, to destroy any nests that I found, but still, more of them come. And now our children disappear. Distress alone could kill our village.
Can you tell me who the children are?
A young fisherman and a gatherer. You will find the sister of the woman and the brother of the man in the village.
I will go and see them. Isn't it odd that these creatures who are normally passive have become so aggressive?
Yes. Yes. This has never happened in my lifetime.
What do you know? Speak. Lives are at risk.
I do not speak of things I am not sure of. The Renaigse, like you, do not understand the bond we have with nature.
I believe I can help you in your fight against the Tenlands. How would you advise me to go about it?
You must destroy their nests. It's sad, but the only way to stop their numbers growing. There are most likely 3 around here. I can point you in the direction to one that I discovered. I would have taken care of it, but my village cannot spare my presence here. I must keep watch. I did not find the 2 others. Some in the village may know where to find them.
And how would I go about destroying the nests?
You must burn them and kill the dominant one, or else they will build again. We see them especially at dawn. After that, we no longer see them. But be careful, Renaigse. The night belongs to the Tenlands. That is when they are most awake. Going out at night is very dangerous.
I thank you for your advice. We shall go and destroy these nests come dawn. What do you know about the missionaries?
The Mind Shakers. They came here before the attacks of the Tenlands and buzz around us like flies. They speak of light, of demons, and the soul. Their words make little sense. All that they want is for us to join their village, and that we serve them as if they were Tiern. They want to make us Renaigse. They want to sever our bond with our lands. Their words do not touch those old enough to understand. But the young are sometimes swayed and listen. They follow them to their Eden village, and they become their servants. Their bond is cut.
Have you tried to fight them?
No, but some have fought, because they treat the young girls badly. I think if not for the attacks, no one would have turned to them and their light. But hope fled our village, and the weak of courage have doubts and listen to their lies.
It sounds as if the attacks began at a timely moment for the missionaries. Is there anything that we might be able to do for you?
Besides destroying their nests and fighting the Tenlands, do you know the art of crafting weapons? Our artisan was among the wounded, and my weapon is broken.
I can try to repair it.
Here, in this condition, it is of no use to me at all.
I must be going. Katasach advised us to speak with the families of those missing. Perhaps they might know where the tenants have built their nests. Here is your weapon. It has been made new.
Thank you. You have given it back its purpose. It belonged to my master before me, and you have understood its nature. It may be that you are more on Almanawi than Renaigse, and that you will one day see as we. During my walks, I saw a great Tenlan of clear skin. The others seemed to follow him. I felt that he called them, that he fed them rage, and that his place is not here.
Why didn't you try to kill it?
He is very strong, and the others protect him. I was only able to track him to his lair, a cavern. I placed traps all around it, but all were avoided. He is clever.
You say he doesn't have his place here. What do you mean?
That he was brought here to attract the others and make them rage. By men, the Renaigse. But I cannot prove this. That is why I did not wish to voice these thoughts. I feel it, nothing more.
Окей.
I must
Ну, короче, многоступенчатый квест, я смотрю. Охренеть просто. Это поговорить. Починил. Найти 3 штуки. Поговорить. Обратиться. А, это... Пойти, что ли, лесок заготовки сделать. Потом следующее. Что-то как... Нет, или лесок заготовки оставить. Все-таки мне это даст этот, если что, я репу просажу. Хотя, в принципе, то, что на то, что выйдет. Ладно. Ну, это в следующий раз. Как-то так.